everyone's expressed disappointment about not making the playoffs this year. It's one thing to be disappointed, and it's another thing to feel like it's one of the worst things that ever happened to you, so that it doesn't happen again. How do you feel, and how do you feel the majority of your teammates feel? Just how disappointing is this?
It sucks. Obviously, you don't want to finish the season on April 11th. That's not the way you draw it up when you enter a training camp before the season. But like I said, we have to learn from it and use it as next year as an excuse to make the playoffs, because we dig ourselves in a big hole in the beginning of the season and we couldn't get out.
Learn from it from what standpoint? What do you think are the greatest lesson or greatest lessons learned from this?
That when you have a bad start, you look at it that you have a 75 or 70 games to make up for it, but it's such a long way to go, and such a long, basically since middle of November, we have to win every single game. That's the way we were looking at it to make the playoffs, and so much pressure, so much, energy. Because if you are you have a good start and you are on top of the league, if you have a 2-3 game slump, it happens, and you don't have to worry about it. But we knew if we're gonna hit the slump, the season's gonna be over. So, it was tough, but. It's been an unsuccessful season, but like I said, we have to have a good start next year, learn from it, and hopefully it's going to move us forward.
How much of a damper is it put upon what you accomplished yourself? You rose to one of the elite players in the game this year.
I'm fortunate enough to play with one of the best players in the NHL itself, G. I think Ralph, when he played with us, he was very good as well. So I have a great line mates, first of all, teammates as well, very supportive, and just everything, since the summer. I had a good summer. I was working really hard to try to get to that next level, and I got that this year, and but it's going to be even harder next year.
How good do you feel about if this core stays together, as it likely will, as the general managers basically said it will? How good do you feel about it going forward?
Oh, I like that. We're going to be 1 year older, stronger, smarter, more experienced. When you look at Coots, when you look at Braden Shen, there is still guys that are very young, and they've been already in the league for the last 4 seasons. So another experience year for us, and like I said, we got Simmer. Simmer had an outstanding season as well. I think he could have been a runner-up for MVP of the team if he didn't get hurt in the end. And you got top 5 goalies in the NHL. That helps as well. And I like the locker room the way it is, because we have a really tight group, and we hang out together a lot on the roads, and I think it's really important.
Do you? There's only been one time in the franchise history that they missed the playoffs 2 years in a row. There was a stretch in the early '90s that they did. But do you feel more because it's the Flyers? Do you feel that more obligation that this just can't happen again?
Oh, 100%. There's a lot of passion in this organization, from the fans, from the players, from their general manager, the coaches. Every single guy on this organization, is not satisfied for that we didn't make the playoffs, but I'm not worried about that next year, because this team and this group is too good of a team not to make it next year.